This show is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Burnout is real. Whether it's work, family, kids, or life in general, here's your reminder to slow down and take care of yourself. Visit betterhelp.com/allies and learn to manage the burnout.
Hello, welcome to the Easy Eyes podcast. I'm Daniel Bloodworth, coming to you from Los Angeles, California, where it's hot and cars are getting off the freeway for secret exits. What's happening? Joining me this week, Brad Ellis.
Hi, secret exits.
Yeah, I was telling them earlier, a car just got off on the side and then went backwards through a gap in a wall. I'm like, what's happening?
Oh, yeah. I need some context there, too.
Yeah.
Right? I was a little lost, too. I was like, wait, what? Is this a video game reference?
Yeah.
Is Blood playing a racing game?
Playing Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Michael Damiani over there.
How's it going, everyone?
And then in the control room, we've got Isla Hink
Hi,
on the candy run.
I'm eating an Airhead.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there is a debate about what an Airhead is most like, but I'm guessing it's being settled. I don't know if Don has accepted the settlement,
What?
but Don's back there.
Don's back here. He's doing other stuff. Gabby's back here.
And Gabby.
She got junior mints.
Friends, we'll get into this a little bit more later on, but just a quick heads up. We always talk about Patreon, we always talk about your support, and we are in a point right now where income's a little light. Income's been dropping a bit just with all the changes and with people dealing with inflation and gas prices and all this stuff. So if you can drop in, and if you're not a patron yet, please consider going in there and giving us a pledge at the $1, $5 level, whatever you can help us out and support us. Everything that we do is funded by viewer and listener dollars. We do have other things on the side, but those just kind of float things a little bit. Most of what we do comes directly from you guys. And if you are a patron, consider just upping that pledge a little bit as well, if you're able. And that'll just help cover the people who've had to drop out, who maybe for one reason or another they don't, they haven't wanted to, but they just need to readjust their finances. And we're all here. We're trying to move forward in all these changes. Brad's doing awesome stuff on Frame Trap. We had a cool Spider-Man PC impressions this week. We had Punish Bets, Mysterious Monsters still rocking, and then we got some fun stuff coming up that we're planning over the next couple of months for some new episodes of some things and some things we want to try out. So keep all of this rolling. Keep it on for bigger and better times ahead. Consider going to Patreon, becoming a patron. And if for some reason Patreon doesn't work for you, or there's some other thing you don't like about that, there is also a one-time donation link there in the description. All right, on with the show. We're here to discuss this week's headlines. It's kind of feast or famine in the summer. I know there's big stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
This week, not so much, but there's some fun things to talk about. Some fun things got discovered and happened this week. We got a lot of little nuggets out of EVO. We got a Splatoon 3, 30-minute direct.
Yeah.
And we got some games Brad wants to talk about. Or at least you said you keep an eye on it. Yeah, you're interested. Yeah. But before we get started, we must answer the mistakes we made in the last episode. Isla, begin corrections music, please.
Boop.
Brad?
Yes.
You were right.
About what?
You were so right, and I was not.
About what?
The GVA game, Tactics Ogre, The Knight of Lotus, is its own game, not a version of Let Us Cling Together. It takes place before all the other Ogre games, apparently, and it was the last game developed by Quest before they were acquired by Square.
Damn. I won't hear Bloodworth say I was right for 6 more years. So I'll take that.
Buzzwole is a buff mosquito, not a beetle. I just came up with a description of seeing him for the first time in the Pokemon Unite game for a couple of seconds. When you see a clear shot of him, it's pretty obvious when you get a good look. He also reminds me of a He-Man toy I had called Mosquitor, which had like blood pumping action in its chest.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah, you'd like push this little thing on the back and like blood would squirt down in
That's
this
rad.
little view window thing. Also, this is crazy to me. Apparently Buzzwole is not a Pokemon.
Huh?
It is an Ultra Beast, which I guess is something different in Sun and Moon. Pokemon fans are like, yeah, dude, come on. This is stupid. But I didn't know. So
Okay.
I'm just going to go with that.
Okay.
Don't know. While Yakuza 0, Kiwami, and Kiwami 2 did leave Game Pass briefly, they have
back.
come back since. So I think they've got basically all of the US
So,
released
take your pick.
Yakuzas at this
Whatever service you prefer.
point. Fun fact, last week when we were talking about the Dead by Daylight announcements and we were talking about Hooked on You, someone mentioned the KFC game.
Yeah.
I did. I
It
talked
was you.
about that.
Yeah, I love you, Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
That was made by the same developer.
Oh!
Psyop.
Okay. Hey, get paid.
There you go.
So there you go. Great connection.
Yeah.
Great sniffing skills there.
Makes sense.
If you have a correction, leave it in the YouTube comments on either the public version or the patron version of this episode. Start with the word correction so I can search for it and leave a timestamp so I can go back and find out what you're talking about, what you're correcting.
End it first, Tallman. I got
And corrections music, and then Brad.
He's an Ultra Beast? It's not a Pokemon? How does that make sense?
I don't know.
Capture like
Came
a
from outer
Pokemon?
space or something? I don't know.
Do you capture like a Pokemon in a Pokeball? In your
I'm
pocket?
guessing you probably do.
Where you put a monster in your pocket? Okay.
Oh, we're gonna hear it.
Did you hear that apparently? I just learned this. I think from the community showcase that the Pokemon just have the ability to shrink. The balls aren't doing anything.
What?
They just
Oh.
choose to go and shrink down and go into the Pokeballs. They apparently said that in Arceus. It's insane.
They choose to? I've seen the cartoon where they were like knocked out.
Right.
And they throw them in.
They
and
all just have the ability. That's what
Right.
Arceus apparently said. I don't know if this is real. Dominic is hissing like it's not real.
No, I'm like giggling,
Yeah.
laughing.
Just
Yeah.
ridiculous lore.
insane.
It's
Like,
so half-assed. That's
Like,
such a weird
Yeah, I'm laughing at the
explanation.
absurdity
Yeah.
of it, not your explanation, not
All right.
you.
I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But that's what we learned.
corrections incoming.
Just means that it's an afterthought for Nintendo. They don't. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't
It's like the
care.
Zelda timeline.
Like,
Same
just
thing.
Like everything.
Yeah.
Bare minimum.
Just like save data. No.
Still mad about that?
Oh, the Pokemon save data that didn't transfer?
No, my Animal Crossing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, because you had to do the whole weird,
Yeah,
complicated
yeah, that was
extra
very
steps.
convoluted.
Yep. Speaking of which, Splatoon 3 had a direct this week.
Yeah.
And actually, something that came up after the direct is you probably won't have that kind of complication with Splatoon 3 because they're doing all the multiplayer save data server side.
Oh, okay.
And so all you're going to have on the console itself is the single player data. From
Interesting.
The way it looks from what they tweeted out.
Nintendo and server
yeah,
side.
I was like, interesting.
Here
and
we
I thought
go.
In my head, I'm like, wait. Okay. All right. Not the best track record for online, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, they also, Splatoon 2 players are going to get some perks that include getting 3 of those licenses that you can exchange for some of the weapons. in the
Sheldon
shops.
things.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sheldon.
Is that guy is he like a minion? He looked like a minion.
He's a horseshoe crab.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So the shell,
Yeah.
Sheldon, yeah. And then there's also, they're going to kind of use your Splatoon 2 rank to determine your starting rank in Splatoon 3.
Interesting.
And open up like those the anarchy battles that are in the direct that have the other
Okay.
modes and stuff other than the basic turf
That's
war.
cool, I guess.
You'll be able to get access to those right from the start.
so if you've been playing a lot
Yeah.
before. Okay.
But about the direct itself,
Very meaty.
very meaty. 30 minutes going through all of the different modes and a lot of the details. In some ways, kind of just introducing people to the basic concepts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys just watched it. What do you think overall? We'll get through the
My
details.
experience with Splatoon is very limited. I played some of 2. I thought it was cool, but like I never dove deep into it. So seeing all of this and all the game had to offer, I was kind of impressed about how much there was actually in this game. I was like, damn, maybe I kind of want to buy this now. Kind of want, especially Salmon Run. I love horde modes.
Oh, yeah?
Looks fun. We did do that, I remember once, but
Yeah, we did it, but we did it with like the local wireless, and it was just like a nightmare because it kept disconnecting the whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we do that again, like we'll have to like get everybody in docks and like hook up those Ethernet
we
cables.
just gotta get the separate TVs out.
Yeah.
We gotta do it that way. Real deal.
Yeah. I mean, I have probably the least experience, or
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, I barely touched any of the Splatoon
What?
games. Yeah, but that being said, it's interesting to have completely ignored this direct all of yesterday. Just hearing and reading brief snippets of people that seem to express slight like disappointment in the direct.
Yeah.
And then watching it and seeing it, first of all, the shock of it being 30 minutes. Like, to me, it sounded like it was like 5 minutes and it was over and there was like nothing in. I'm like, well, why are people so upset? Like, this is a little weird to me. And then watching it, like, so someone who doesn't have a lot of experience but is used to like these types of like games as a service update videos, this is pretty standard stuff, and like for people who are into it seemed like very interesting and intriguing to people who care about this stuff. I'm like, there's nothing. I was like, this is perfectly fine actually. And like, I mean, there seems like there's some good stuff just from like an online and competitive and like quality of life standpoint that they're doing in this. It's like, maybe they didn't talk about the single player or show a lot of
They didn't talk about that.
Yeah, the
enough.
single player
Yeah.
was very brief.
And I could see some people who are hoping for more of that or to be expanded being a little bit disappointed. But in every other regard, it seemed pretty much, you know, like okay, like defined to maybe good for a lot of people who are like longtime fans who are like, oh, I've been waiting for this change, or I've been waiting for him to do it this way. The stuff you talked about, to everything from like the upcoming you already talked about the matchmaking, sorry, but yeah, they seemed like they had improvements, and the 2 years of support, like here's 2 years of free updates that are
Like
coming
every 3 months, they
and
said?
we'll still have paid DLC expansion,
a big thing like the Octo
but they said it'd be
expansion, yeah.
big, but it's like, yeah, they have a plan with this. It's pretty significant.
And there's a katana now.
Yeah, the Splatana.
Splatana. That thing's sweet.
Splatana.
Yeah, big old like windshield wiper blade.
I didn't know there was an NES zapper in the other games. I didn't know about that. That's awesome. Damn.
There's a lot of cool weapons. But yeah, I think the paint by numbers kind of accusations, it's just that like a lot of these things, they feel like the kind of updates that you would get in like a seasonal update. There's not a lot here to say is like, why is Splatoon 3 a new game other than the campaign, and then they don't show the campaign.
I gotcha.
I think that's sort of the one of the bigger things, because it is kind of hard to say, when you look at it, it's like, okay, well, here's Turf 4, and you're explaining Turf 4 again, and then here's, the new levels, of course. So, they showed like, I want to say 5 new maps. So Scorch Gorge, Eolte Alley, the Mincemeat Metalworks,
the actual maps, yeah.
and Hagglefish Market.
The
but they said
bridge looked
12
really
maps
cool.
overall.
Yeah,
that bridge one.
And there's like a supermarket that looked awesome.
Yeah.
And just the and also like the additional modes. You're saying like they're in like the Anarchy or something. Sorry, I'm gonna get a lot of terms here wrong, so they don't play Splatoon. But there are the 4 more like competitive modes in addition to like Turf Wars.
Yeah. Well, they already had a lot of those additional ones.
Oh, they already existed. Was there a new one or anything new there?
Yeah, I'm trying to see where I put that list of them, but
it seemed like a significant stuff was returning in it as well. So that seemed to be at least good that they weren't. If you were unhappy that like Splatoon 2 was getting like end of service when they stopped updating it, it's like, well, a lot of that stuff's still making it over into this one as well, in addition to the new stuff they're putting in there.
Yeah, so Splat Zones is already there.
Okay.
Tower Control is already there. It's pretty cool. Rainmaker was already there.
Okay.
So the new one that they showed there was the Clam Blitz, where you're like picking up all the clams and like putting them into the baskets. So that's the thing, is it's like it's not like a whole lot of like
that's a fair point. It's
hugely
someone
new
who
modes.
didn't play them. I didn't realize that.
They also did say like this wasn't everything by the end of the update that they were. I mean, but it's kind of shocking that they would like be withholding anything significant for launch still when it's so close. I think it's probably more like post like the 2 months, 2 years of like its content schedule of updates is probably going to be in that.
I'm curious too, like what the overall impression is of Salmon Run. I guess it must have been popular enough for them to bring it back. But I think in a way, like I would have maybe preferred like, okay, ditch Salmon Run and like give us something else that maybe is still like a co-op vibe, but
They added like
it feels different.
the salmon run in the actual city now, though.
Yeah.
It's that little.
Oh, the giant one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that actually is interesting
Like a
because they
different
talked about
phase,
like it's going to
but it's
show up
limited.
like every once in
Yeah.
a while, like the
Yeah.
Splatfests. Another thing is with the Splatfest, they talked about they're going to have the three teams
That's
cool.
set up.
That's cool because it's always been 2, right?
Including like the format changing in the second round of like the turf wars for those.
Oh, yeah, that was sick.
The winning team will be 4 in the middle, and it'll be 2 members from each of the other teams on opposite sides. So they can
gang
the
up
second
on
and
the-
third place teams
yeah.
can either choose to like align themselves, an easy alliance to like kind of thwart first place, or it could evolve into mayhem where like the first place team just has more numbers. They'll be able to overpower each other team if they don't work together. So that's kind of a neat idea, doing something like that.
Yeah, I'm curious how it'll actually play out, and what you would do as one of those secondary teams to like gain the advantage of the other one. Like, at what point do you sort of turn the tables and like, all right, the main team, we've got them covered. Now I'm going for you.
Yeah,
Because the main team's got 4 players, and then the other teams only have 2 players.
it did seem like the good thing about the more teams you add, like this becomes harder to like win. But it doesn't seem like you're held back by like not winning in this, because they talked about like the battle pass, the battle progression they're gonna have each season, which they said is gonna be about like 4 months. They said
3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
Sorry. But it's like no matter what, win lose, you're gonna get like experience towards that, and also like using a weapon type like
Right.
over and over again will help
Levels
you
that up, yeah.
So it seems
Yeah,
like
you'll
they
get more tickets for
they're
the
just,
shop.
Yeah, they're just taking like what works from other games, other contemporaries, and just applying it to this. So the as long as you keep it to that, where everyone feels like they're making progress, I think you can get a little bit more like elaborate and take more risk with the formats of the
Yeah.
modes, and do stuff like 3v3, or who knows what they have planned. Is there going to be
Battle
a
Royale
mode, or something like that? Yeah.
Dropping in as the squid thing, man. Yeah.
like large scale battle royale.
Yeah, one of the things I liked in there, and that I can't really remember whether they did in 2 or not, was just the loadouts, where you could save up to like 5 loadouts in the game, and then you can use Amiibo.
Oh, yeah,
to,
which
like,
is so
swap
Can
them
someone
out.
clarify this for me? So, do you need the Amiibo to save loadouts, or is the Amiibo just like station where you're doing loadouts now, and Amiibos also unlock extra cosmetic stuff on top of like that? Like, is loadouts locked out by Amiibos in this version?
I think that the Amiibo gives you the ability to like double your loadout space.
Okay.
Something like that.
So
I think you get like 5 by default or at least there's like 5
Alright.
tabs that you could see in the menu. And then you could use an Amiibo to like get more
Right.
spaces.
That still sort of stinks, but it's like not as bad. I thought it was like strictly locked out potentially, which would have been like horrible if they did something like that, and weird to change course when they already offered them before and would put them behind that, But that's not the worst thing they've
Not the
done,
worst. Could have
but,
been worse.
But yeah, sometimes it's like, those loadouts are like actually pretty important because,
Oh, I
as
imagine,
you use
yeah.
like as you use like the shoes or whatever, I don't know if you saw, but like there's a primary
Yeah.
effect, like the speed boost
That
or
comes
whatever.
built in.
But
Yeah.
then there are like these question marks. And like
Okay.
you have to keep using a piece of gear for a while and like basically rank it up to like unlock those question marks.
Yeah.
And when you do that, then
You could swap
some
them.
of these things can like stack really well.
Oh.
And so that's why a loadout can be important, because it's like, okay, if I combine this, shirt with the abilities that I have on this pair of shoes and then this specific set of weapons, then it works really well together for my playstyle. But one thing that you do like in Turf War, you might want a totally different setup for when you're like doing tower control or whatever, and you're like actually like really gunning for people. So
Interesting.
yeah. They showed new moves, which is probably one of the most significant fundamental changes. That while you're swimming, if you're climbing up a wall, you can do a surge. It will just basically like blast
Shoot you
you
up.
up.
Yeah, it's like a little charge.
Quickly. Yeah, and then you can also do this kind of like quick
Quick
180 turn. So
That has like some block frames in it or something.
yeah, it has iframes in there. That you have it
Crazy.
showed like a little glow
that's
that
sick.
you'll be invulnerable for that quick second. So
That's cool.
that'll make a difference, I think, for sure. Because there's a lot of times where you'll just be looking for any kind of movement and you shoot at a guy, but then if they
can
react
nail it. Yeah,
quickly
that's
enough,
cool.
Yeah. And then, let's see what else. We talked about the stages. We talked about the Splatana wiper, which is, you can do like either horizontal or vertical slashes.
Has a charge.
Has a charge slash too. There's also stringers, which are these bow weapons.
Oh yeah, that was new. Yeah, that was cool. That was really cool.
So
a little charge, yeah.
Some of those that look like have different numbers of arrows on them as well.
Looked like they had 3 on it or something. Yeah, it looked really cool.
And that's one of the things that's interesting when you unlock the variations, like as you go further in Splatoon, and like you'll have a weapon that like at first glance looks the same, like you're talking about the zapper. Like there's multiple versions of that zapper, and so like the rate of fire or the number of projectiles or whatever might be different, and that might be just enough for you to be like, you know what, I like this better.
Okay.
So
cool.
And do they also say that at the start of each new season, roughly, there'd be a new weapon added as well?
Yeah, they said like new weapons.
Or plural.
Maybe not every season. I don't know. But.
Yeah, they'll add new things, and sometimes they'll even add like full on, like with the Splatana, like they'll add like a whole like new class of weapons.
Yeah, a whole new thing.
And then the special weapons. So these are the ones that are like your grenades. Like you build up a meter and then you can toss something out. They showed 3 new ones here. One, there's a Tacticooler, which is like they called it a fridge, basically. So it's like a fridge with like 4 cans of soda.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This thing. And they just have a random, like a
random
effect.
buff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like one of them was a speed boost or something.
Yeah, and they said they're all temporary, though, so
Yeah.
I don't know how temporary those are.
I guess they would probably last about as long as like one of the other abilities, like with the things that you put out on the map. But yeah, I don't know. It would probably be like 20 or 30 seconds. But it was interesting because they're saying not only you can pick them up, but your team. So if you're like really coordinating pretty well, it's like everyone grab a soda over here. I'm curious whether they have, because sometimes you could like push a button to like do like quick call outs to people.
Oh, sure, like a little auto command
because you're not always on voice chat. So
was anyone on voice chat?
they have the voice chat app in the in the Nintendo Online thing, which they showed off some stuff for that too. There's a special shop that you can only get on the phone.
Yeah. Including exclusive wallpapers as well. Yeah.
That I don't care about. But when you're like, you can only buy these weapons if you go into the phone app. I'm like,
there you go, Blood.
come on.
You gotta get it.
I hate having to go outside the game to get stuff.
Yeah.
2022. That's the way it is.
Yeah, you can look at your stats and all that, which is fine.
Yeah.
The other 2 special weapons, there's the Wave Breaker, which does like ringed pulses. That just
You could jump over
out,
it, which is
and
cool.
And then it'll also mark enemies. So
Yeah,
it's
let
like you
you know
take
where they are.
damage and you get marked. So you got to watch out for that. And then probably the most fun one, the Reef Slider. It's this big inflatable shark that you ride.
That thing was cool.
And you charge up and it goes. Woo!
That was cool.
Then stops, then explodes.
Yeah, and then
it's
it
really
explodes. It reminds me, there's one that was sort of like a hamster ball kind of thing in Splatoon 2.
Cool. Was that the mech thing?
No, you were like inside of a ball and you just kind of like walk around in it, and then when you after so long, then it like explodes up.
Cool. That's fun.
But this is a little bit more kind of the similar idea, but like just faster in a way that you could zip across a portion of the map and get to some people that might not expect you. Let's see. We talked about the weapon shop. We talked about the gear stuff. We talked about the modes. Oh, private battles.
I know. I was happy to see that.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
cool.
remember if they had this in 2 at all, but I don't
okay.
think so. I could be wrong.
Love it.
It's the thing is like when you like I haven't played a game for a couple of years.
Yeah, totally.
But having private rooms and room codes is
I
every
like
time
you could
it's
just do that in this
so
kind of like
helpful.
lobby area they had set up where you could see the ghosts of your friends or whatever. You just invite them through there.
Yeah, that's another
Seems
thing
nice.
too, that you can join up with a friend's match that
Mm-hmm.
way. That's really nice and convenient.
Yeah, seemed cool.
They have a replay feature, which is kind of like going into Halo, and watching the whole match over. One thing I didn't really understand, they have like a locker room?
Oh, it's like your player housing. but
Yeah, you
can put
decorate your
locker,
locker, and then you see the lockers of other people you just played against.
Yeah.
Just a little customization
Yeah,
thing.
it's a little personality.
Just a little thing. Yeah.
Other things that are just like sort of basic multiplayer stuff now, like the banners and the emotes and
The banners.
Yeah, we were like, wow.
Nintendo. Yeah.
There it is.
There you go.
one thing that is new, we saw just a very little bit of Table Turf Battle.
Oh, is this the card game?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
The
a
Gwent
card
game?
game. Yeah, and it's like it's got like different shapes of like putting paint down,
Mm-hmm.
and so like you've got your opponent's side and your side, and I guess
Yeah.
you can just sort of like advance your way up like this like grid-based field based on like what cards you put
they
down.
said there was like 150 cards too.
Yeah.
It's like, good lord.
yeah, collectible.
Yeah, they
The-
showed it like in a back alley in
Yeah.
the actual game. You like go to a back alley and
Well,
fight
it's
someone.
like a chess table at a park kind of thing.
Yeah, it is. I guess so.
So
Surprising.
going up and playing against dudes. The one thing that they didn't make clear is like whether you could play another player with it. It seems like you just
God,
play
yeah.
characters.
NPCs? Yeah, maybe. Be cool if you could play other players, but
Yeah.
maybe that'll be an expansion down the line.
Curious like how strategic it is, like whether you're like building a deck, how many cards you're limited to. Mm-hmm. What
Yeah, I
other
forgot how many
little
it
bits
was.
there will be.
Unexpected. Could be fun though.
Yeah.
Are they gonna have the mini game when the loading screen?
That's what I was wondering. Like
Yeah.
whether this sort of takes the place of that or if it's just another little thing that's added in. We talked about Salmon Run. That's its like 4-player co-op horde mode. It gets really intense.
Yeah, it does.
And the music, it also is just like
Very intense.
stresses you out. But they showed some new bosses in there.
There's like a UFO guy.
Yeah.
Or whatever. That was cool.
Slams down.
Yeah, if you get
Yeah.
under him, he'll just slam
You wanna
on
bait
top of
them,
you.
Yeah.
Jump on
But
top.
you got to bait. Someone's got to bait them, and somebody else gets on top. There is a new king salmonid. This huge guy will randomly
Yeah,
appear,
kaiju guy.
and then you can like launch your eggs at him, which I think is interesting because it's like
That's
kind
what
of the
you're
currency
collecting?
that you're
Yeah.
going for.
Maybe it's just they said it does massive damage, so it's like
Yeah,
you
so
gotta
it's-
spend to use it.
That risk reward there,
Mm-hmm.
because you only have a little bit of time to kill him. And then, as we mentioned, there's the big run where their salmonids will come into the main city.
Yeah,
and
curious about that.
Fight them out there. Story mode, we didn't get a whole lot in there.
Nothing.
Return of the Mammalians. Octarians covered in fur. The quote-unquote epic finale of the Splattastic saga.
Yeah, I wonder if they're just ready to make a new game after this.
Tying all
3 in
that
a row.
story together.
Yeah, that's cool. I respect it.
Yeah. Yeah, again, very brief look. But I think
Do you know what team makes this?
I think it's the Mario Kart team.
Oh, okay.
Damiani's
And the
nodding.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's why there's no new Mario Kart, huh? Thanks,
you're
Splatoon.
you're getting DLC.
Yeah. You got like 5 people in the back working on that.
Might be a little bit more than
It's
5.
gonna be more than 5, definitely.
Yeah, I'm really curious about the story mode though, because when they first showed it off, they like showed the Splatlands and it looked like some
Fuji's
like
team, right?
futuristic post-apocalyptic thing, and it felt like it was going to be really different and crazy. And then now it's like, oh yeah, they're just across the bridge.
Oh,
There's just another town across the bridge.
yeah. Well, we'll see.
But yeah, there's some weird lore.
Dude, I bet everyone.
when you
everything
play
looks
through the
weird in this
story
game.
modes. But a lot of it really, like a lot of the fun of those does just come down to level design and,
Yeah.
and just the feel of
Creativity.
moving around that world and taking advantage of all of your different abilities.
Yeah, totally.
So I can see in some ways where, you know, it may not necessarily be the most compelling thing, but I also I'm curious, you know, what are you doing differently here?
yeah, definitely.
Will it all still feel like a bunch of floating platforms? Isla's saying there's some Animal Crossing members in there too.
Got it.
Um,
That would explain the lockers.
right. So that's I think that's the main thing I'm curious of, and most people are curious
Yeah,
of. So it's
totally.
disappointing to like have a half-hour
A
direct
half-hour thing and barely anything.
and barely see what the story mode is. Yeah. What else we got? They talked about a lot of extra features really quickly. The illustrations are back. The food buffs are back.
Yeah.
Local play, photo mode, which I don't remember if photo mode was there before. A recon to head into levels and get familiar.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's really nice. The phone app we talked about, the amiibos we talked about. The Splatoon 3 amiibos they showed off look really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's 3 of them.
I don't know how easy it will be to actually get them.
Never know with Nintendo.
Feels like nowadays most of the amiibo, you have to just basically like be online on Amazon on the right day or GameStop or
Big
something.
Man, Fire, and Shiver. Is that what they are? The name of the individual 3, and they're the.
No, those aren't the amiibo.
It's not
those are that's the
Those
new.
are the new. That's the new broadcasters.
Yeah.
Okay. They're
Yeah.
called Deep Cut.
Deep Cut.
Yeah,
is
Deep
the
Cut,
name of the
yeah.
band. Yeah. So, yeah, Fire, Shiver, and then Big Man.
Big Man's
Yeah.
the best.
The Manta Ray.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's a huge character. But yeah, I'm trying to remember that. There's an Inkling. There was an Octoling.
And like a weird fish thing or something.
I forget what the third one was for the amiibo.
Yeah.
Don't correct us about that. It's fine.
But and then yeah, the post-launch updates every 3 months. Higher ranked battles are going to be coming at some point. And then excitedly, we're planning to add large-scale paid DLCs. So excited. And then they went into Splatfest at the end. They had a very long concert cutscene
Yeah.
Very long.
without
We
telling people
were
what
confused.
it was about.
Yeah. So like, okay,
What is this?
Where are we
Yeah.
going with this? Going on a little long.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we talked about the three-color turf war earlier. And then they're having a tournament at PAX West, and before that they're having a demo Splatfest, which they did with Splatoon 2 as well.
Oh, okay.
So you can get in there and play the game a little bit early with the first Splatfest, which I should probably get in there and record that because I don't know when the next one will be available after launch. So I might want to
good idea.
see that for the review. But yeah. So
Looks cool. Yeah, it looks good.
think you might get some more time in
Yeah, maybe.
this time around?
Yeah, especially if we're all gonna play it for like something, then
Mm-hmm.
it's like easy excuse to buy it. Like I don't think I would spend like 20 hours playing this game, but I could play like 10.
Yeah.
No, hopefully that campaign's good. I have no idea. So
Campaigns have been good.
So
A lot of people, like, I didn't finish the Octo expansion, but, like, a lot of people, like, really swear
cool.
by that campaign.
All right.
And I think the first game, the Wii U game, you can get through the campaign pretty quick, and then it's, like, epic ending. So,
Oh dang.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
yeah. They're nice. Completely different Nintendo news. We checked this out earlier today. Super Punch-Out
Oh yeah.
has had
Yeah.
a secret 2-player mode this whole time. And it was just discovered this week. Unlisted Cheats at New Cheats News tweeted this week, while doing some request work, casually found some new cheats in Super Punch-Out for Super NES. All secret codes in this game use 2 button combinations. 2 of them have been known, the sound test and the Japanese name put, but there are 2 more. And the way that these both work is that you need the second controller. And so the first one, you go to the start screen, and on controller 2, you hold Y and R, and then you push start on controller 1. And then that brings up a fighter select menu where you can see all the different boxers and fight against any one of them individually as you want. But then, when you pick the boxer, there's another screen that comes up that gives like the pre-match screen. It gives all their stats, and it tells you, their background and their name and all that. On that screen, if you hold Y and B on controller 2 again, and push start on controller 1, then player 2 can actually play as that boss character. And I just I didn't have Super Punch-Out on Super NES or anything, but I have the Switch Online.
Yeah, works on there too.
Went on there and it just worked.
Yeah.
So we played
It was
earlier.
weird and extremely imbalanced. That we were like,
Yeah.
oh, you're like, this is probably why I didn't make the cut. Right? I was like, oh yeah, of course. It would have been a cool unlock though, or just something not like really serious, but just a goofy little thing, I guess.
Do you think there was some kid somewhere who like discovered this by mistake and then tried to explain it to the other kids at school and like no one would believe them?
Right, exactly.
Probably.
Like it was like me trying to explain the octopus from the end of Goonies. They just don't believe you. It's real.
Well, that was my first reaction. Is just like does this work? So I went and tested it immediately. And then B is like, this wasn't in Nintendo Power or anything, really?
It's crazy.
Yeah, and everyone's been reporting on it, so I guess not.
Yeah, it's very surprising, but very, very fascinating.
Yeah, maybe it just, I know it's Punch-Outs, don't get offended here, but I think maybe it just wasn't that popular of a game over history, and like, not the people who were playing it were probably like playing it for very specific reasons and there wasn't a large player base like constantly like scrubbing through the game to like look for stuff and like find extra secrets. Like probably what was already out there was like, oh, this is the crux of it. You know, it's not that big of a game. We don't really need to look at it any more closely. So this, you know, having someone who was doing a custom request and is like, oh, wait a second, I noticed this. Like someone was paid or requested to look at something and that's how it was found. So I mean, there's probably a lot of smaller games than this that have like obscure stuff that just hasn't been discovered because people aren't looking for it. But like it's usually the bigger games that like are just been lots of people are drawn to them that like continuously have things like, you know, plucked out of them. Like, oh, did you know like this was discovered too as well? So you need like a lot of people like looking for this stuff, I think, still. Yeah.
I mean, Damiani, you've done multiple shows investigating crazy things. And it's, you know, it's become harder to make that kind of content because people just dump and dig through files now.
Yeah.
Is that really like, are you surprised that this didn't get discovered some other way?
I mean, that's saying I don't think people were like scrubbing through the code.
Yeah.
Like maybe some people did in the past at whatever times, and like it was just beyond like the scope of what they were looking for. I mean, I don't know how difficult it is to like even through an old game just scrub through everything and like, oh, there's something in this line here that why is that there? And like it doesn't make sense. And like let's take a closer look at that. Like, how easy it is to determine like, oh, that or this like the cheat code using, you know, like memory values or whatever they were doing to like we're gonna manipulate these and it's gonna trigger this screen to come up, but it's already in the game. It's like not adding stuff into there. We're just literally just like calling to it to make it like appear. And yeah, I like explanation because of how easy it is now to do it. It's like, hey, it's an older game, probably not as popular, and so people are just ignoring it. I mean, just got ignored. Like there's other secrets as well that like it's not just like it's in the code, but you don't know to look for it because it's like not obvious it's telling you anything. The other one, the biggest one, was the flashes in the audience for original Punch-Out, for the timing of the hits. That was like a thing that no one knew for like, and like people came out like, well, do you know the photography, like the flashes from the bulbs or like the cues from this? And people were like, wait, what? And it's like, oh, but like that's in the code. Like how are you supposed to know that like meant anything? Like it's also some of this is interpreted. This is a little bit more obvious, but sometimes it's like a little bit more obscure and needs like you need to like actually like be told those things. I mean, screw it, man. Like they're like old games where I feel like no one knew how to do shit in them until like like QA testers like leaked stuff to like the fan base. Like, I'm gonna put this code out here and it's anonymous source, and it's like because no one knew what to do for something. It's like, oh, what's this? What? Oh, yeah. Usually, I like a lot of this stuff like happens. Like, come on.
Yeah, I think the second second controller thing.
Yeah,
like it's such an easy way for things to get missed, and it makes me wonder just like how many other crazy things are out there that require something that like that
just a
specific.
Command, like a dev command that they programmed for it specifically, but never in game actually. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder. Mario Kart. What do they got there?
Right.
Super Nintendo Mario Kart. Dive through that.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, most major big releases, like I mean, you already talked about it on the previous episode. I wasn't on it, but the whole thing with the Nier, Nier room, which turned out to not be legit because that was a huge game that everyone was like combing over it to death, going through the code and everything, looking through the files, like we're obsessed with secrets in this game, and rightfully so. It's like, so when someone shows something like this, like, wait a second, how? And like all those people like throwing so many hours and like information at it, and like the reason no one could come to an answer because it wasn't like real. It was like, you know, it was unfortunately concocted. So it's like, that's how hard it is. Like some of the like more recent ones, it's not even that recent anymore. You could argue this is a retro one, judging by some people's standards in definitions of retro consoles. But the hidden room in Batman Arkham Asylum
right. Yeah,
that
yeah.
reference like Arkham City, and then the thing, like how long it took them to find that. I mean, I think there's still supposedly the thing in Fez that no one's ever figured out, but like
There's still something there.
Supposedly, I mean, maybe it was figured out, but like when it was out for years, there's like, oh, there's one more secret in there. Like
Right.
sometimes it's legit. I mean, sometimes it's going to be so obscure, like how the heck would anyone know but the person who put it in there? And other times it could just be the
There's
developers.
crazy stuff in Tunic that I have no idea how people worked it out.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And sometimes it's people, like the developers saying stuff to be ambiguous because they want you to keep playing their game. And they like the mystery and the myth
they love
about it.
that
Yeah.
stuff.
They want you to keep playing.
Yeah. From what we were playing, it was really funny because, well, number one, like you're playing as these boss characters, and like a lot of them have these special moves, and you don't really know how to pull them off because I don't even know if they're all consistent. So it's like now that we can play as these boss characters, somebody's gonna have to go out there and write a guide,
Figure it out, yeah.
for like what everything that they can do is. But then we're playing with, I forget the name, but the guy with the long hair. The
Sephiroth guy?
Yeah, the Sephiroth guy.
Yeah.
And he just whipped you with his
Two-shot.
hair, and you're just dead.
Yeah, it was like over.
So I can see the the balancing of this.
Yeah, it's very long.
And I wonder if was it there because they were thinking about putting a 2-player mode and they were testing that, or was like
Probably were.
or was it just like this is sort of a way to test like them, like rather than just having the AI do it, like actually have a person play as this character and figure out like, okay, what is going to be the cadence of it? Like, it makes more sense to do that directly rather than to program it and then go back and watch.
Yeah, I could say it easily could have been a QA tool for like people like, we need to make sure a person, this is beatable. First of all, the boss cannot be like like you can't like insurmountable. So it's like, all right, well, let's make sure there's a way to defeat this special move, and like you hit the button to like in this mode, probably they hit the button, do the hair whip, and like maybe in a certain frame or whatever, certain like build up, it's like if you hit this type of punch there, you will hit them and cancel it. So it's like they just need to make sure that all works. And so this was an easy tool for them to call up every single fighter and like, let's test out all their moves against the Little Mac. Is it actually Little Mac and Super Punch Out?
I think it is.
Yeah, we kept saying it, and I'm like, I'm not even
Doesn't
sure.
look like him, but
I forget. Like this is like whatever.
Right.
But now, like, I mean, hey man, there's some secrets in Punch Out for Wii still. You know.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe people go back to that one now and see if there's any
geez.
extra secrets
Dig
in
in,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that game does have a multiplayer mode though.
Okay.
I don't remember for sure,
Advanced
but I think
enough.
somebody mentioned that. I just wonder like how many other secrets out there are just like they just require you to have like some weird accessory
Input thing.
like the NES had like that 4-player
Oh yeah, I forgot about
thing.
that.
Like,
yeah.
could you imagine like some random game is
You
like,
need-
oh yeah, connect player
you need
4 controller.
Rob the robot plugged in.
Because there's a lot of things like that we know about that are context sensitive. Like when you take certain Game Boy games, that they have specific backgrounds that were only made for the Super Game Boy on the Super NES. And if you put them into a Game Boy Color or you put them into a Game Boy Advance, some of those things you might see and some of those things you won't. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of crazy. 28 years undiscovered. And then unlisted cheats. Just doing simple. And it's not like crazy.
Yeah.
You just hold 2 buttons. Have you heard about Moonscars? Today, I hadn't, but Brad had.
Oh yeah, I had. Of course I had. Because it's a very dark and violent Metroidvania.
Yeah.
So of course I've heard of this and been keeping an eye on it.
Okay.
What's the other one? The Spanish one? That's
Blasphemous.
Blasphemous. That's
Yeah,
what
that
it
game's
kind of
sick.
reminds me of.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. This is coming out soon.
Yeah.
September 27th. Day 1 on Game Pass.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's gritty. It's got really fluid animation. Some pretty hefty weapons. Good pixel art. Very detailed. I love those like big illustration shots
Oh yeah.
that they've got in there for the
Yeah.
cutscenes.
Man, you got to put Blasphemous blood.
Sure. It just, I don't know. There's something about Blasphemous's vibe that just always feels weird to me. I don't know.
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's this like part in the trailer where it's, like you hear this voice saying, "Here I am," but you're looking at a cat.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's
I'm like,
happening.
is your creator a cat? What is happening?
Yeah, I have no idea what's happening. I think you're like someone made out of clay. It was very bizarre. But I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm so into this. I love games like this. I love Metroidvanias, so I'm always on the hunt to check out new sweet ones. This looks cool.
Is there like a roguish element to this? Like it didn't
roguelite
sound
element?
exactly
I don't
like
think so.
it, but
I looked at some of the tags and it on Steam, and it was like dark fantasy, Metroidvania,
okay.
but I didn't see anything like
So
roguelite.
Metroidvania is more for what they're going for, yeah. Yeah, because from the email, this is why I was going with that, wondering of the rogue stuff. Mm-hmm. Every death is a lesson learned, and as you overcome each challenge, new truths will be revealed. So it's it gives me like a Hades kind of vibe.
I would
there.
think of that,
Yeah.
but that just sounds like marketing mumbo jumbo to me.
Sure.
usually.
As the fierce Clayborn warrior, Grey Irma, you must push your combat skills to the limit and master new abilities to progress through an unforgiving, non-linear 2D world, facing off against the relentless destructive darkness and cruel mistress, the moon. So you're battling against the moon.
Cool.
Your quest is to find the sculptor and unravel the mystery of your existence.
So you're creator Geppetto, pretty much, of this world?
Yeah. Is it the cat? I don't know.
That's the twist one, yeah. The cat made you.
And then you have a bunch of bullet points. Death shapes you. Before you rise, you must fall. Mold yourself into a master warrior through a cycle of trial and triumph. So it sounds like there's something that you...
They're using like crafty mold things like of clay and stuff.
Yeah.
It's your clay, but I think this shit
Sounds like
PR.
maybe when you die, then like you have some kind of experience point that you can invest back into yourself for like the next run.
Maybe. I assume it's just you die, you lose your experience, and you pick it up again.
Maybe. Grimly gorgeous world. Painterly non-linear 2D world realm. Marred by desperation and despair. Gotta love that. Sharpen your skills and reflexes in challenging action-packed combat. Wield unique special weapons and command powerful witchery. That's one of the things we saw in the latest trailer. Like it's sent off like these homing
some magic kind of stuff.
magic missile things.
Yeah.
This is a great one. The moon hungers. Unearth a strange dark fantasy tale filled with twists and intricate world building. Seek the truth of your creation. Yeah, that's basically repeating what we said before. Mm-hmm. Clay, bone, and ichor bear witness to tales and memories of betrayal, suffering, and revenge as Grey Irma and her fellow beings of flesh and clay seek truth and purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, looks cool. Was it September?
September 27th.
What? Nice. Coming up.
Coming up quick.
Yeah, I will play.
Damiani, you like Metroidvanias. What do you think?
Yeah.
You get a look at this?
Actually, sorry, did not get to
Oh,
look at this.
okay.
So I'm like trying to visualize when you say Moonscars, and I'm like, are we fighting on the moon? And like, what?
What? Yeah.
I mean, if Brad thinks it sounds cool, I mean, yeah, it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely Brad bait for sure. A game. But yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the other one you played? Time Spinner or something like
Yeah,
that?
I've played a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You play a lot. Yeah. We all like the Metroidvanias,
We do.
but you play a lot
They're
for sure.
sweet.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
This podcast is sponsored by HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit, baby. I like HelloFresh. They sent us some to try out. My girlfriend and I cooked it up. It was really good. She had some kind of a fish that I'd never heard of before. I don't remember what it's called right now, but it was some weird fish, and it tasted good. You can savor every last second of summer with HelloFresh. HelloFresh delivers fresh, quality produce from farm to your door in less than a week, allowing you to enjoy the delicious flavors of the season right from home. Skip the grocery store and spend more time soaking up the last of the summer sun. HelloFresh Market is a one-stop shop for all your mealtime needs, with a curated selection of quick breakfasts, lunches, snacks, desserts, and more. Also, you can change your delivery address if you're on vacation. I didn't know that. That's cool. Anyway, that's nice. Yeah, it's good. It saves time. You need pans. You know, you gotta have a pan, which we discovered. We were missing a kind of pan. So now we have that pan. See, it enriched our lives by filling it with more pans. But it tastes good. Go to HelloFresh.com/allies1616, like sweet 16, and use code allies16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. That is HelloFresh.com/allies16. Use code allies16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. It's really good stuff. Check it out. We've also been sponsored by Green Chef in the past, which is a co-owned by HelloFresh or whatever. They're the same company or something. We have worked with both, and both are great. I have eaten both, and both are great. I'm supposed to tell you that so that you don't think I'm picking favorites. They're both good, but HelloFresh is a little different. So check it out. HelloFresh.com/allies16. Also, we got a fun new sponsor this week. It's called Backbone. They sent us these. They're cool. They're controllers that you put your phone in. Alas, right now, it's just iPhone, which I was sad to see, but because I have an Android. But it's really, the quality is good. They change sizes. It comes with a little adapter to change which iPhone. If you have a different iPhone, like an older iPhone, it'll work. Let me do the intro here. What's holding you back from the ultimate gaming experience? Is it the hundreds of dollars it costs for your setup? Or are you the busy on-the-go type with only minutes to spare? Level up your game with Backbone, the universal gaming essential that instantly enhances your gaming experience on mobile. Backbone just released the PlayStation edition of their beloved Backbone 1. The officially licensed controller for PlayStation was brought to life in collaboration with the PlayStation design team. It's official. See, it says licensed on there. Official licensed product by PlayStation. The elegant colors, materials, and finishes are all inspired by the design of the PS5 DualSense controller, all the way down to the transparent face buttons, and its visually distinctive floating appearance. Simply plug in your iPhone to the Backbone and enjoy console quality controls as you play console games via remote play or cloud streaming services and App Store games. But you don't have to take my word for it. I've actually used it a little bit and I really liked it. But Brad has an iPhone.
Yes.
You played with it.
I did use this actually. For the first time I used remote play on my PS5 and I was playing Resident Evil 4 and Cuphead in just a different room in my house, and I was like, whoa, I was shooting Las Plagas on my phone as Leon S. Kennedy. I was like, dude, this is sick. Then play a little Cuphead and beat a boss. The controller actually felt really good, and I didn't feel like I was at a huge disadvantage playing on these controllers out of nowhere, just on my phone. It was a really weird, crazy experience. So I was pretty impressed.
Sick. Yeah, I'm jealous. It seems really good. Maybe I can maybe they have one of the older ones is on Android. I want this thing. I'm jealous of you. I know. Who knows? Maybe someday I'll get lucky, but if you can, get it. It's cool. Go to playbackbone.com/allies now to order your Backbone for a limited time and get free access to over 350 console games and perks. Backbone is now the official partner of Diablo Immortal. Not only is the game specifically optimized for Backbone, but you'll also receive $10 off in-game perks. I didn't know that. Find your next adventure at playbackbone.com/allies. Playbackbone.com/allies. Check it out. It's actually pretty sick. Okay, thanks. Bye.
And if you are a patron of Easy Allies, thank you. All right. EVO happened last week.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
yeah. What's that?
No, he just said, "Oh yeah."
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else.
Nope.
Yeah, so it's interesting because EVO a lot of times isn't really a place for like a lot of big news, but there's quite a few things that dropped.
I feel like it's a place for big news if you're big into the fighting game community.
Yeah, we're a little bit at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
without Ben around to roll us through all this.
Rolled into EVO, everything, all the announcements, everything was netcode. Rollback
Most
netcode.
of it, yeah, was
It wasn't.
netcode.
It wasn't all that.
I know.
There's a
A lot
lot
of
of
them
that.
did, though.
There was a lot of rollback netcode.
I think that I probably have missed some rollback netcode announcement. With even trying to dig through and make sure I have everything.
The way it was going, I was
There's so
expecting
many.
like, even though they weren't there, I was expecting like Nintendo would announce rollback netcode. Because everyone's getting on the rollback netcode train. Like, you're the odd one out now, Nintendo. Where's that rollback?
It's true.
Take them 5 more
Kind of
years.
true.
5 more years at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, I basically have got a bunch of mini headlines here. We'll go through each one of them. Mm-hmm. I don't know which ones are going to strike your fancy as being exciting or not, but I think there's some good ones at least for sure. First of all, Arcade 1UP will be releasing a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet with Wi-Fi play, and pre-orders start September 8th. They have not shown a price yet, but this will include Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men Children of the Atom, X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, and Marvel Superheroes and War of the Gems.
Damn.
All right. Sounds cool. That's awesome. But I don't know. I wasn't aware of this either, but there is a specific interview quote in the press release about this.
Okay.
That says, this is your last chance to get Marvel vs. Capcom 2. This is the last time they're doing this.
Jeez.
So,
They're threatening us?
as in like...
I was hoping the other way around.
As in,
Tommy
this
Honey.
whole free Marvel campaign led to this and this only.
No.
So, from a broader perspective, this is not what everyone was asking for. While this is a
Right.
cool thing, people thought this would be a precursor to these games being made legally available again through other means, like digital purchases on like the storefronts again.
That'd be
perhaps.
sweet.
But no, apparently in the press release, it is being worded as the Marvel Capcom got together, and this is like a last time thing, this last time renewal of the license for this deal specifically. And once that came out, I think people the mood turned a little bit sour.
Yeah, how
on
could
this
it not?
announcement.
I'm
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah. So it's cool as it seemed initially, like we're working towards something. I don't think this is how people thought it was going to end up. So
Right.
as an overpriced replica cabinet, that's not even full size.
Right.
It's not even full size. So it's
the
like,
little skinny ones, yeah.
yeah, it's like you're not even getting the real thing. So I mean, and they jacked up the prices like a year or so ago before all this inflation stuff began. So it's like, yeah, this is not it. This is not it.
Ooh.
So that's a bummer. As much as it like wanted like MVC2's
everything
back.
you're saying, I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, and all those games on it, like, and
yeah, it's a lot
Wi-Fi
of
is
great
great,
games.
but like, people just want like a $30, $40, $50
Yeah,
collection
downloadable
on like
game or something.
PlayStation and Xbox. Like, where is that?
Yeah, I don't know. It is a press release. It is Arcade 1UP trying to sell their dumb machines.
That's true. Copium, gotta believe.
Yeah, like it might not. Yeah, maybe they're just saying that to like make you really think this is the last time, but I don't know. They got some people stirred up. So
They've obviously got all the code up and running. Mm-hmm. So
oh yeah, I don't think it's ever been that. It's just about the license. It's always been about the license and securing like the how much it's going to cost.
like we're getting all those Turtles games.
Yeah.
You know, getting that collection at the end of the month.
I'm gonna wager Turtles license is not as pricey as getting.
Oh, yeah.
Dealing with Disney.
Yeah. Capcom's probably like, do we really want to pay to re-up this license again just for this release? It's got to be worth it because.
But they've never. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but they've never released like this before, like a collection type of thing, right?
I don't think like this.
I think they've
as
just
far as
like
I
done
understand.
individual digital games.
But again, the only way to get this is to buy however many $100
Right.
version of this thing, though. So like, it's not like very accessible. It's very limited amount being made, very expensive. So like, only a very select few are going to get access. So it's like, this is not what people really wanted.
No.
Honestly,
Right.
yeah. Unfortunately,
Especially when you have just a collection come out recently with a bunch of fighting game stuff on it from them.
yeah.
It's a damn shame, Blood.
King of Fighters 15 is getting crossplay.
Good.
Samurai Showdown is getting rollback netcode.
Good.
Yeah.
Samurai Showdown characters, Haomaru, Nakaruru, Darly Dagger, are coming to King of Fighters
That's
15.
cool, yeah. That's awesome.
Dragon Ball Fighters is
Dude.
getting rollback netcode.
Yeah.
And current gen versions
Yes.
for PS5 and Xbox
cool,
Series
yeah.
X, and smart delivery for Series X.
Oh, nice.
There is an upgrade path, but I don't know what the
It
details
is not
are.
going to be free. Toei is not letting that
probably
go
10
for
bucks.
free.
Probably $10.
Maybe. You
Well,
hope
I mean,
it's-
Xbox,
I hope it is. I hope it is.
We hope it's 10
if
bucks.
Xbox is smart delivery, then that means that
It
like,
should
only
be.
the PlayStation version
Yeah.
would have an upgrade
Yes, probably.
price.
Probably.
I mean, you never know. You never know. By the way, that was one of the hypest top
people
8.
are excited.
Dragon Ball Fighters is. I agree with the sentiment that it's one of the most fun to watch.
It is.
because it's like watching like a 2D, like just a side-scrolling 2D anime fight. And it's like in Dragon Ball, and it's like them doing the cell yell and letting the player from Spain, Shanks, I believe their name was, letting them play out the full opening cutscene,
Yeah,
like RP
everyone wants
style.
to see that cell.
Excellent.
The cell yell.
Yeah, dude, the France taking it in the end. I believe it was it Wawa that won, I believe, in the end. Yeah, dude, but seeing those fights and like just this crowd screaming with every ha and shit was like great. Like it was really fun to watch. Really good. So was the Street Fighter 5 thing, but that was a little like, oh, it was bittersweet how that ended. Idom, man, in losers, started in losers top 8, went through like a gauntlet of legends,
yeah.
like Daigo, Tokido. I was like, dude,
Yeah,
like
it's
back
crazy.
to back, and then had to reset and almost had 2 chances to win it. And I was like, oh, so sad. But it was fun to watch. I watched some of that.
Yeah.
I watched some of the Skullgirls. Skullgirls was pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, I watched a little Tekken.
Check out
Yeah.
voice of Skullgirls, big band.
Oh, Big
Reg
Ben was in
Brown
there
on
a
the
little
recent
bit.
Mysterious Monsters.
Yeah.
Nice.
Plug it.
Nice plug.
It's a fun episode. He does so well.
After more than 20 years, a new Fatal Fury / Garou game is in the works.
Cool.
A franchise that can be called the starting point of SNK's long history of fighting games.
It looks like it just got greenlit recently.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be wild.
More of a tangible teaser than something coming up in a second.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild.
The most
Cool, though.
confusing teaser.
I
coming
guess
up.
King of Fighters did pretty well then. Where they're having some faith
Oh
in
yeah,
it now.
KOF is doing very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting to me to think about like how, now like bringing that back, modernizing it, like, okay, now how do you actually differentiate that
From King of Fighters?
From King of Fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I'm curious to see it in 5 years.
Street Fighter 6 announced 2 new characters. Juri.
Well,
is it Juri or
Juri-
Yuri?
A returning
She's
character.
the
You mean
old- she's
two
the-
editions or
New
returning
for Street
in a,
Fighter 6 is what I mean.
in a brand new.
She's coming back
original
from Street
character.
Fighter 4. And the new fighter is Kimberly.
Kimberly,
And we're going to roll that trailer there so you see them. They show Kimberly first. And she's like
She's like a ninja, right?
a ninja who's obsessed with 80s pop culture.
Okay.
And so she's also doing like a lot of stuff with spray paint cans, and she's got a Walkman
Oh, okay.
she
yeah.
carries with her, and they both play into some of her specials. And then she was in like all the wall bouncing kind of stuff going on. And then Juri coming in there with that motorcycle.
Yeah, of course they did
What
the
an
Akira
intro.
shot. I feel like everything with a motorcycle, they always do the Akira
Slide
shot.
in.
Yeah.
But a lot of focus on those feet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that thing, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fan favorite character.
it sure
And,
is.
I mean, it's hard
Those
to
leg
believe.
moves.
Yeah. So that was good to bring her back as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
She looks fun.
Yeah, and then at the end, I love like that victory shot of like she just like sits down on her opponent,
she's, like, on her phone.
pulls out her phone, and like grabs a lollipop.
There's some good memes
There's some
about
good
that
memes.
out there.
Oh yeah.
One involves a Yakuza. It's pretty good.
Yeah, saw that. I really feel like every character reveal they've had since they've actually started showing off gameplay has been fantastic.
Yeah,
I
Street
mean,
Fighter's looking very good.
The reveal videos themselves are really good. For someone like me, it's sad that everything already leaked.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Sure.
The image out there, like just more and more just confirms
we
it's
know
all-
everybody, but it's
and how
cool
they
to
look.
see them in action,
But yeah,
I guess.
seeing the videos is like still worth it. I feel like so it's like not that disappointing, and it does. Yeah,
I'm much more excited about 6 this time around than I was for 5. Like I was excited
yeah.
to play 5, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
I think maybe just because like the visual style was so similar, I guess to me. This
I-
feels like much more of a leap, I guess, to me.
It does, and also the kind of like the vibe going around during EVO, during just like Street Fighter 5, especially during like top 8, was that like this is history. Like this is the last time Street Fighter 5 will probably be at EVO.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Because
Yeah,
6
yeah.
will probably it'll be out by the time there's next EVO.
Ooh, it's gonna be close though.
Yeah. So I mean August.
I
so
think,
yeah.
That's
They're
that's
assuming-
gonna be a crunch.
I
They're
mean,
like, we can't delay. It's gonna be at EVO.
It probably needs to be at EVO. So like,
Do you know-
that's the start of a new era there. That like that there will not be likely a Street Fighter 5 next year at their.
Right.
They're sitting in a Capcom Cup, like what they will be doing, the Capcom Pro Tour series. Will it be switching over next year at some point to Street Fighter 6? Or, Street Fighter 5 will probably still be out, so it'll probably finish 5 the rest of the year and then start the next year off with that. But, like, it was definitely a transition year at EVO for, like, this is the end of an era with Street Fighter 5. And, here, let's bring on Street Fighter 6 and see some of this new stuff. Although, I will say, like, seeing Laura was one of that's who Idom was playing or bringing in at the end, and like it was a character you did not expect to see in like the top 8 and or in grand finals, and it was like nice to see the last year end with like characters weren't meant to be in the top level. Like
That's cool.
Always good to see like different types. So now we're gonna get into a new game where it's like even if it's familiar characters, it's gonna be all pretty much gonna be new. Yeah.
And then after about a decade, Bridget has returned as DLC for Guilty Gear Strive. Not only that, like a lot of people noticed with the backstory before the DLC came out that like there were no pronouns anywhere in that backstory. And it's because they were kind of saving the reveal for the game itself.
Yep.
In the dialogue, Bridget has now officially come out as trans and has begun to embrace being female, essentially.
Yeah.
I just read her entire Wikipedia.
All right.
Continue wiki.
It's wild. The
it's-
story
it's
is
a lot.
wild,
Yeah,
and
it's
like
a
I don't
lot.
even know like all of the mess and controversy that has gone on before. I've just known about Bridget
Yeah.
like on the side a little bit, and then so it's like reading through the story that was on the website, it was like okay, I think I understand this, and I think like it's still male pronouns, and then like the next day it was like nope.
Well, and they kind of mess with it in game too. Like the insignia on her hat changed to like an androgyne symbol for a while. There's a lot. My favorite thing, I love Guilty Gear. I love just hearing tangentially about Guilty Gear lore because it's so wild. It's like the dimension where you can be crushed by paperwork or whatever. It's just fantastic. Yeah. But cool. That's neat. Maybe I'll have to buy this game now.
Oh yeah, I was pretty close just last year, just playing it a little bit here.
I love the animation in it.
It's so good.
It's such a beautiful game.
Yeah. And then it's the last one I can remember for EVO News. Bandai Namco may have teased Tekken 8. A pretty basic trailer for a balance update and tournament coming to Amsterdam ends with a post-credits scene where first they play the classic Kazuya dumping Heihachi off the cliff.
The smile, dude.
And then cuts to like a modern Kazuya, just a big grin on his face.
And
get ready.
Live, at the commentators table.
Yeah, Harada
just gets up there, starts like shaking
everyone was
everybody, and
freaking out.
they're like asking him like, "What is it?
What is it? What
and
is
he doesn't
this?"
say a word, and he leaves.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Didn't he have a shirt that's like, "Don't ask me any questions"?
I
Yeah,
think
he always has that stuff like that.
It's just like, what are
Don't ask me
you?
for
What is?
shit.
What
Yeah.
are you doing? It's like, sure,
Oh, I love
cool,
that.
thanks.
Madness, dude.
Yeah, all right, madness. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's been a while, so there you go. Tekken 8, perhaps, I guess?
Yeah, that's where they're saving their rollback netcode for Tekken.
Yeah.
Great.
I saw people saying, like, maybe they were hold that off for Keeley thing or something. Like, if...
Keeley tweeted that screen.
And, like, maybe...
Yep. Gamescom.
NetherRealm's next game, too, because Ed said it wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Or they didn't have anything for EVO.
I saw a few people comment that like NetherRealm historically does announce new games at EVO. They don't.
Yeah.
It's not their thing. They do it at bigger like.
Yeah,
not
'cause they're-
EVO's a big event, but like it is, and it is.
It's still,
it's a
yeah.
target demographic. But like when you're talking about a franchise like Mortal Kombat, which does have broader appeal than just like the hardcore fighting game fan base, it probably needs to be revealed that's something that has a broader audience, like an E3. Summer Game Fest or a Game Awards or something like that,
but Gamescom potentially
Tokyo Game Show. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Don't think he would be
Not
the
but
Tokyo
like
Game
for
Show, but
Tekken.
yeah.
Like Tekken could
Oh,
be
for
like
Tekken,
a Tokyo
yeah,
game
good
show.
point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Sorry.
Good point.
Yeah.
It could be, or it could be like a double hit. So like you get the reveal at Gamescom, and
Sure.
then like you get the actual
Yeah.
gameplay at TGS.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else Evo related that you think I missed?
Anything else from EVO?
Sounds like you were tuned in pretty well, Damiani.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is like the absence of Smash Brothers. Like
Yeah, we knew that in advance, but yeah.
No, we knew about this, but like to me, like it's still like great to have that, but like it is weird with it not being there. It's
it's
getting
weird.
along just fine, and I think this was a good comeback year for Evo.
I think that's really
Yeah.
I've seen that it's been really important that like after Evo's taken like a lot of hits in the past, that this year it seemed to be done well. It seemed to like have good guidelines for people who are attending in person to avoid any kind of like people getting sick from COVID.
It also seemed like very good vibes between the competitors from what I could like see. Like, it was like looked very well run. And yeah, like I know Nintendo signed a thing with for a different company, was it Panda or whatever, for their own Smash tournament. But
Right.
maybe they're just like, I don't know how long that's for, but like maybe they just wanted to see how EVO would play out before recommitting and went a different direction temporarily. So like, hopefully there is a path some point where like, I mean, some people accuse it of being because it's Sony owned now.
That's what I thought it was.
But like, I mean, like,
Well, Microsoft would be playing ball probably more willingly.
yeah, I feel like they would too. So it's like it would be nice for someday if like for like Ultimate to return, or if there's ever a new Smash game, like it to be allowed to be played there. But other than that, that was like the only like kind of like obvious thing. I was like, oh yeah, where's Smash? Oh yeah, duh, it's not at this thing. Yeah. It's fine, but like it gives other games another slot for other games to shine, and like there's so many
multiverses or whatever.
I mean, Multiverses did have a thing.
Yeah.
there,
Multiverses is
actually.
up to like 10 million players
it
already.
actually had a
Crazy.
tournament there. They had
Yeah.
a top 8. It wasn't part of like the main lineup, but
Right.
like it was
They had
there,
stuff
and
there,
like
though.
I would not be shocked if it like it's on its current course. If it can hold these numbers for at least a year, it probably will be there. It will take Smash's spot next year as the brawler,
platform fighter.
the platform fighter. Yeah, for sure.
And that's the funny thing too, because like does something like Multiverses being there incentivize Nintendo to say we have to show up too, or disincentivize Nintendo to say like, oh yeah, we don't want to
I
be
don't want to
compared?
guess what Nintendo thinks anymore, man.
I don't know what they're
Only thing I know is like historically, like they just have not been very comfortable with the competitive scene.
Right.
Like they don't in terms of like officially endorsing it.
Right.
And it stems around the concept of like prize money. Like they're not very comfortable with like prize money being given out for their games. Also, it's like
They don't like people thinking of their characters in tiers. They want like people to just want to jump in.
it
and
endorses
everything,
by legitimizing this. It endorses potentially a right type of play style for the game that could become pervasive, which could like hurt its reputation.
They don't want it to be
like
thought
they
of as a
don't-
competitive
Yeah,
fighting
they don't
game.
want people like be like the attitude like if you don't play competitively, you're playing Smash wrong. If you don't play as these characters, you're wasting people's time online. Like it's supposed to be it is a fun, casual game first and foremost, and it can be played in a lot of different ways, and one of them is a highly competitive way. But like Nintendo does not want that to be like the poster boy for the series. They don't want it to be that is
thought of as that.
So like that's been kind of the friction.
There'll be a new rule at EVO. You can only have Pokemon items.
Yes. Items only blood.
Blood,
all Pokemon,
yeah, like blood,
all
you're gonna run the
Pokemon
tournament.
only.
Blood's tournament there, but I mean they have done their own Smash tournament, and it has had items and all that
Right.
stuff. Like when they did their own thing before E3 years ago for Smash Brothers, the
do they
Smash
have, like, celebrities
Invitational.
on that and
Yeah,
stuff?
they do.
Yeah.
They do their own esports stuff, and
Yeah.
it's done their way, and they like it done that way.
Yeah.
And the other big part of the elephant
So
in
that's
the room,
maybe the thing is it's not so much EVO, but that they want to have control over the parameters.
Yeah, because I think they don't want it. They want it to have a certain image, and they want it to see it as like fun and still family friendly, competitive. And the other big elephant in the room is like Melee. I mean, EVO ripped that band-aid off for everyone, but like Nintendo is never going to support an old
Never.
like 20-year-old
Yeah.
game at this point as being like the flagship of their series. Like, no, you need to play the newest one. So like, but yeah, that's whatever. There are smaller tournaments. They're their own Smash dedicated tournaments that do this. Hopefully Nintendo doesn't step in and like, do anything about them, but we'll see.
Also this week, Inti Creates announced Grim Guardians, which looks a lot like Castlevania.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But has a 2-player co-op mode.
Yeah, that's the most interesting thing.
Featuring like one character with melee weapons and one character with guns.
These are Gun Gal characters.
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, are they actually
They
from
are
Gun Gal?
legitimately are from Gun Gal.
Huh. Okay.
Yes, 100%.
In single player, it looks like you swap between
between
two of
them.
them. Yeah.
Cool.
So that's kind of interesting thing to think
I
about. Like
really hope
comboing
you
them
can turn off
together.
the voice.
Oh, sure. Sure.
Well, that's gonna get annoying real fast.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Sequel to Crypt of the Necrodancer was announced called Rift of the Necrodancer.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like we have any other details just yet.
No, cool. It's been a long time. The first game came out a long time ago, I feel like.
Right, but then they did the
Then
Zelda
Cadence
thing
of
and they did a lot
Hyrule.
of like
Yeah.
a whole the Majora's Mask sequel-ish. It's like DLC, but it was basically a sequel. It was so big, yeah. Kirby's Dream Buffet releases next week,
Another weird Kirby game
August
out of nowhere.
17th for $15. Basically, you compete with four players to eat strawberries across 3 game types to become the biggest Kirby.
Yes.
And there's like copy abilities that are all revolving around food. You're like racing through things. There was one that's like a bunch of various mini games. One that they called a battle royale where you're like knocking each other off, and then when you knock somebody off, then all their strawberries, like you race to get their strawberries.
Yeah. Madness.
Yeah, that'll be a fun little
Yeah.
game for an hour.
$15,
$15, yeah.
Yeah.
Fortnite is teasing Dragon Ball stuff.
Yeah,
Here
there's
we
been
go.
leaks and
Here
stuff
we
already about all this.
go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
August 16th is the date on the tweet. I don't know if that's when it's coming or if that's when there's more
There's
info.
like updates usually on Thursdays, which I believe is that a week from today for us. Yeah, rumored Goku, Vegeta, Beerus, and maybe Bulma, maybe.
Hope,
And like the capsule core item, maybe.
and yeah, I just hope they do something special in the game for it too.
They do sometimes like that.
Yeah,
In
we're like maybe they can give like in team mode like the 2v like the 50v50 mode like each team's trying to seek out the 7 Dragon Balls to make
I wouldn't be
Shenron
surprised, dude. They put stuff on the
appear.
map.
Or maybe a team like there's a way for in normal like 4-player squad mode to like get spirit bombs.
Yeah,
someone
I think
spit bomb,
there's
be
someone.
sick.
There was like a rumor about or a leak maybe about like a Kamehameha item. So you can
Kamehameha would be sick.
Yeah, you can do like a pickup of that. And use it.
Dude.
Yeah, they do stuff like that.
Dude, they need to do fusion, huh?
Fusion?
Oh my God, yes.
How you gonna do it?
Yeah,
You just- One person moves, one person shoots. Or
Like
something.
you both need the emote, and you
Yeah.
can do it.
That'd be
Oh,
cool. That'd be cool.
yes.
That'd be cool.
Would they?
Go-
Because I know
Gogeta
they do a
or
lot of like big
Vegito?
crazy events. Do you think there would be like some event ending this like Dragon Ball season?
Oh,
that,
yeah, I
like,
wouldn't be surprised if
somebody just
they-
like launches a fireball and puts a crater in the
I
map
wouldn't be
or
surprised
something.
if there's like many weeks of this and like
Mm-hmm.
there's Dragon Ball stuff on the map. Because like right now on the map there's Darth Vader and
Oh.
Stormtroopers you could
Yeah.
fight. There's stuff they do stuff like that all the time.
Frieza is going to destroy the planet.
Frieza could destroy the island. Yeah, who knows?
Just like Planet Namek, it's gonna be or Planet Vegeta, it's gonna be like bye-bye. Yeah.
It cracks in half.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole underworld to explore.
Would it be
afterwards.
surprising, honestly, if they did do that?
A third Sonic the Hedgehog movie is coming to theaters December 20th, 2024. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
No surprise after
No
the
surprise.
box office.
Expected. The question is whether Carrie is returning or not, because those are the rumors that he wasn't going to return. That he wanted.
What are they going to do then?
That he's retiring. That he wants.
Shadow?
To be done.
Are they going to do
Shadow, they
Remember the
teased.
tease?
They
Oh,
teased,
they did do Shadow. I forgot about that movie.
Gotta remind you.
Oh my god. Okay. Give him the gun. Did he have a gun?
I don't know if he had
Give
a
him
gun.
the gun.
Well, he's in like a cryo tube or whatever. Like, Shadow.
Sonic!
Hoping it starts with like off-scene like kill a robotic. Shadow shoots.
Yeah.
It goes super dark and serious.
Like his M16 or whatever. Oh my god.
Oh man, this is too good.
The same producer making a Pac-Man movie now. Also,
Hey,
not
Sure,
sure when
why
that's coming
not?
out, but
Why not?
take him. Hey, it's beginning. All of them
It's
happening.
beginning, yeah.
Who else?
Pac-Man is so weird to me because I feel like every time they've like gone and like try to make Pac-Man a character, like with a personality and a
doesn't really
voice, and
work.
like what?
Well, they really
it, just,
kind of
it feels so weird.
And they missed the boat. I mean, they could have done like a Wreck-It Ralph style movie, like, but now it exists. Wreck-It Ralph already exists.
Oh,
I mean,
sure,
that's
yeah.
Donkey Kong, but it's like taking a classic game and giving them like what kind of personality those two characters really have in the original game. It's like they could have done it with Pac-Man, but like you copy that, you're gonna be like called out at this point. It's like you just made Wreck-It Ralph. Like, come on,
Right.
you can't do that.
It sounds like some like producer was like, oh, what could we make? And he's like, oh, I liked Pac-Man back in the 70s when I played it.
There's absolutely
like,
100%
alright.
going to be a joke about what we talked about the company that messed with the boards or whatever, and that's how Miss Pac-Man was. Like,
Oh, right.
that will be in there as lore. Like, that 100% is going to be in that movie. It's going to happen.
Midnight Suns has been delayed again,
Yep.
possibly to 2023. They just said later this fiscal year. Apparently, there's no gun in the shadow scene,
Missed
according to
opportunity.
Isla.
He's got to
Not
get
that
one.
I can see.
He's got to get one.
I've gone frame
It's in
by
his
frame.
pockets.
Frame by frame.
He's got to snap a guard's neck. Then get
He's
one.
going to steal it, yeah.
But yeah, what else? So yeah, originally it was supposed to come last fiscal year, Midnight Suns, and then it was pushed to October
Right.
this year. And according to Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick, the second delay was due to a search for quality and a great deal of confidence that we have a wonderful title on our hands, and we want to make sure it's as good as it can possibly be.
Great.
So
Make sure
A
it's good.
search for quality.
it's such a weird,
Sounds like it's
weird
buggy.
phrase. Because at first that sounds bad, right?
Right. It's like
And
we're
then
not
it's like-
finding it.
But then it's like the follow up is like, oh yeah, this game's really good. We want to make sure,
Yeah.
like it's actually as good as it can be. So,
Okay, sure.
Metal Slug Tactics also delayed to 2023.
Yep.
Not surprising.
We haven't seen it in
but
a while.
bummer.
But yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen it for a while. Krafton, the company behind PUBG, as well as publishing the Callisto Protocol, announced it has begun active development on an untitled game project based on the popular Korean fantasy novel, The Bird That Drinks Tears.
Whoa.
I
what
know
a name.
nothing about this, but I'm putting
Yeah.
up this image right now, this chicken warrior. It's crazy looking.
Okay.
It's a big old buff chicken dude
Okay.
with a party of people going through the jungle. It's wild.
Sick.
So I'm curious about this novel
Alright,
now.
okay.
This franchise
Will there be an Easter egg of that in the Callisto Protocol?
that we won't see in probably not. That's funny.
Like a little stuffed thing or something he finds.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That is much more realistic than I thought. Ew, he has human proportions.
So that's the image right there.
No.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's not what I expected.
I don't like that.
I know you're expecting.
I don't
it,
like
and you
that.
saw this.
I don't know what I,
Yeah,
I don't know what I was
wait a minute.
expecting, but it wasn't that.
Oh, well. I had that in the
Get that off
drive
the
too,
screen,
but yeah, it's
Oh, I
wild.
didn't see it in the drive.
And then finally from analyst Daniel Ahmad, Sony is no longer reporting PS4 shipments, which means the final total for the console is around 117.2 million as of March 2022.
So what is that, like the second highest?
I don't know where
console?
that ranking fits.
I think
but
PS2 is the highest.
Pretty high. Yeah, I don't think it's the highest PS2.
Switch is close.
Switch is getting
Switch
close.
is catching up.
Yeah, Switch will probably surpass it
Switch
for sure.
is catching up.
PS2 155 million, DS 154 million, Game Boy 118 million, PlayStation 4 117 million, Switch 111 million.
Okay.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that Switch is going to catch
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Hasn't even had a price drop.
Yeah.
It's never gonna.
never
happen. It
will.
will be one of the few systems. That
Never
never
did.
They'll
have a
have to
price
drop the price when the new one comes out. But
That's the trick, Bloodworth. The new one's never coming out.
Yeah.
No!
it's going to come out.
The Switch is what we have now forever.
Come out!
There are no chips left, Bloodworth. There are no chips in the apocalypse.
It's time for Love and Respect. Love and Respect from ESO. Hey, allies. When has Atmosphere kept you playing? Recently, I've been replaying Blade Runner Enhanced Edition,
Hell yeah.
which has had its fair share of criticism. It's got real problems. Yep.
Yeah.
While I can clearly see the issues with the re-release, my main concern was with some of the original game's storytelling and mechanics. It felt jarring towards the end of the game and gave me the sense of rushed development. However, the atmosphere pushed me through to the end. The music and visuals made the game feel like the films, which is even more impressive when the team was unable to use the iconic Blade Runner tunes. When have you found yourself compelled to complete a game by its atmosphere?
By its atmosphere alone?
Maybe you was feeling like a bit of a grind, or you weren't into the story, but you love being in that world.
Moments of Death Stranding, because there's like the middle section where you're like, oh, what are we doing here? But like, I love this fog.
There's a literal atmosphere in that
Yeah,
case.
literal atmosphere. I mean, the game is great. Turns out great.
I've got a couple. Darksiders 2, a game that I played entirely because of the music. And then,
Sure.
just kept
OG
playing.
original Nier.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Ooh, Damiani.
It's a good one.
That's a really good
I mean, the story is
That's a really good one,
there
too,
but yeah, Darksiders 2 is just like one of those games where like it felt surprisingly long to me. It's like I got to a certain point and it's like, oh, we're still. I thought this was the end. I guess we're just going somewhere else now.
Yeah. Shoot.
Darkened sky. Darkened sky. Perfect atmosphere.
we're continuing that because we were paid to do that. But
Maybe you are.
Yeah.
I'm playing it because I love it.
Sure.
there was another. I don't know if it's quite indie, but smaller publisher game last year called Stonefly, which I really dug the idea of it and the art of it and some of the story. And it's like you were playing as this girl in this world where it's like everything, like the trees and stuff were just gigantic, and you're piloting like this bug-shaped mech, and you're fighting bugs and stuff, and you would go around and like upgrade your mech or get different mechs at different points. And then you would like be in these camps and stuff, and the art was really cool. Same guys that did. Now I forgot the name of the game. It was like the pinball-esque dungeon crawling game.
Dawn one?
Yoku?
No, not Yoku.
Oh, never mind.
Anyways, I'll remember it at some point. But yeah, I really loved the look of that and the feel of that game. But I hated playing it. I finished that whole game, but I kind of hated playing it. It was just like it was really hard to judge depth because you were like flying over things and stuff would crisscross a lot, and like a lot of the enemies would be at different height levels, and it was just like, and it just it didn't really feel good to fight or to like explore a lot of that game. But I liked the way it looked and I liked the way it felt.
I can't think of anything right now. I'm not sure. I just can't think of a game I played where I'm like, this sucks, but I like the way it looks, so I'm going to keep going. I just can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'm sure there's been something.
Damiani had one? Or no?
I
think
said
you
the
said-
OG Nier.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The story, I mean, the story is still good. That
Story is
yeah.
good, yeah.
Let's play a game. It's been a little bit since we had a game. From Perfect Frost. In honor of the Splatoon 3 Direct this week, my brother and I created a game called Splatfest versus Doubtfest. A series of real and fake Splatfest topics. And you'll need to say which ones you think was a real Splatfest and which ones you doubt was a Splatfest. For the real ones, I provided some additional info if that's of interest. So basically, like one of the like classic ones, I don't know if it's in here. So if it is, I'd probably
Ketchup
spoil
and
it.
mustard.
But ketchup and mayonnaise.
Okay.
Mayonnaise.
Now
Yeah.
right off the bad stuff.
That's the only one I knew.
I was like,
the
that,
only one.
that was the one I knew too. And
So
I
yeah,
didn't
so
know
that's
it.
kind of how the Splatfest sort of have worked. Is that like you'll have like these different things, and then like whichever one of those things, then you're on that team,
Yeah.
and then that team battles the other team, and so it's sort of like, and then they like say who won at the end of the Splatfest, and so some of it is based on skill, but it's also based on like how many people join that team, right? So, anyways. On to the possible Splatfests. What makes a better treat? Takoyaki versus calamari.
Oh, that's tricky.
Doubtfest.
You can
Doubt
say real or
fest.
fake.
Oh,
'cause
fake.
They just that's just the name of it.
Fake.
Fake.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, fake.
Okay.
Got it. Which way should the toilet roll hang? Front versus back.
Oh, that's so quirky. I want to say it's real.
Fake?
Isla, you guessing on this one or
I
not?
think that's real. Over under is a big debate.
Okay. That is real. That is a Splatoon 2 European only Splatfest.
Oh, okay. European only. Okay. Okay. We're really specific.
All right.
Oh, no.
Winner was front roll by 72%.
That's over? Yeah, that's correct. Over. Roll over.
Which KFC chicken recipe do you prefer? Original recipe versus Kentucky Grill?
This has got to be fake.
Kentucky
right?
Grill.
has to be fake.
Fake.
I was gonna say because I was like, depending on what you said for the second thing, I was like, could have been Japan only, but no, I don't think Kentucky Grill is. That's that.
This is a weird one. Who do you want to spend the holidays with? Family or friends?
real.
That's
Real?
fake. That's fake.
Real.
This is real.
Yeah.
Why do you make him choose?
That's
Just do
amazing.
both.
I like this.
Just do both.
That was Splatoon 2, North America, Oceania, Europe, Japan, all participated in that
Everywhere.
one. And Friends won 62%.
Oh, damn.
That was the skilled
That's a shame.
players memeing right there.
Yeah.
This was wild. Which are more useful, legs or arms?
Please be real. Real.
Please be real.
It's fake.
Arms, right? Probably arms.
Probably.
I don't know. You can't get those arms anywhere without the legs. So.
Sure you can. Wheelchairs and stuff.
Best McDonald's side item: fries versus McNuggets.
Real. Sponsored.
Fake, because it is sponsored.
Nuggets are not a side
not a
item.
side.
That's the meal.
It's real.
Is this, they count nuggets as a side?
Was this worldwide or what region?
Splatoon 2, Japan only.
Yeah.
McNuggets, 71%.
Hey, it's probably on the side items there. You got to
Side
pick it up.
I
item.
guess, dude. Wild West out there. Who knows what's going on, man?
Wild East.
Well, you know what I meant. It's the,
Oh, I know.
Preferred way to play the Switch: portable versus docked.
oh, my God. That's probably fake. It's docked.
Portable.
Fake.
Real.
Fake.
Portable.
Nintendo wouldn't want you to choose between.
Yeah, they want you to
They're
do
like, they're
both.
both.
Which list are you on?
What?
The naughty list or the nice list?
Yo,
Real. That's
It's
real
gotta be
for
real.
sure.
That's real.
Naughty.
Splatoon 1, North America only.
Ooh.
Naughty by
I
59%.
was going to say Naughty had to win.
I'd feel so weird picking a side on that.
I'm nice. I'm on the nice side.
Are you nice or naughty? It's like, what?
Also, I might be misreading these. Maybe popularity and winner are not the same. Because the popularity
Had the
maybe
most people,
and then
maybe?
maybe the winner is separated. I
Whatever.
don't know. We'll,
It's fine.
we'll assume that
Fine.
I'm reading these correctly. What's more satisfying, surprise or anticipation?
Real.
Real.
Real?
Fake.
Oh, good job.
Oh.
Which fruit is more comparable, apples or oranges?
Comparable?
Comparable?
That's fake.
Fake?
Real.
Fake.
Yeah.
I think they should have just had them choose between.
Yeah,
that would have been a
choose,
little
yeah.
harder to tell.
Which one compares more?
Which would you rather be, a kid versus grown up?
Please be real.
Get real.
Real, I hope.
Real.
Yes.
Grown up.
Was it region specific or worldwide?
Platoon 2, Europe only. Grown up, 65%.
Why Europe only?
Favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Fake.
Fake.
Raph or Donnie?
Fake.
Fake. It's gonna be real in some weird region, but it should be fake.
Fake, I think.
Fake.
It's real.
Okay, what region?
Wow.
This was the final in a series of Splatfests in a bracket-style tournament pitting all 4 turtles against each other. It was Splatoon 2, North America, Oceania, and Europe. Not Japan, though. The winner was Donnie,
Whoa.
53%.
Okay. Weird.
That check cleared.
Pineapple on pizza, delicious versus disgusting.
Real.
This was such a
Real
dumb
Europe
thing,
only.
So I'm gonna say it was real.
It's real. The winner is disgusting at 62%. But here's the controversy.
Oh.
Here's where I call foul.
Blood. Okay, blood.
There's no.
Europe and Oceania only. North America not included. The place for pineapple on pizza is probably the most prevalent.
It's called Hawaiian style
Yeah.
in some places.
Also, I think Japan might be into it as well.
Yeah.
Ham on it though. I think
Japan has like freaking octopus on the pizzas when I was there.
Remember when Hubert just like freaked out? He was like, "This is a fake controversy. This is a fake thing to be
Yeah.
mad about."
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
It's manufactured.
I mean, when we got that, I think that's like the pizza that like everybody ate, and then like I didn't have any to take home.
Which was also Sophia's special gluten-free crust that everybody else ate.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I only got one piece, I think.
It's one piece she didn't get.
Gotta be quick.
Gotta be quick. Around these ravenous boys.
Yeah.
From Joshua Lehman. What's up, allies? If FromSoft could make a licensed game, what would you hope it would be?
Huh.
I've said Castlevania for like 5 years.
That's what I say.
Is that what they mean though, or do they mean like a movie?
A licensed game. So I would, yeah, they would have a game license.
Look, they could make a cool like Lord of the Rings universe game. I'd say
Yeah,
do
that'd be
that.
good.
That'd be sick.
Nice, yeah.
Game
Yeah, that
of
would make
Thrones or
sense.
something?
It's something weird, like a Pee Wee Herman game or something by that. Yeah.
Is Don here?
Don's here, but he's busy.
Ah.
Don't refer
because-
to Don.
Because we can make an Avatar Pandora game. Because Pandora is literally like everything out there wants to kill you.
Yeah,
Be perfect, but you're a human, so
Like
you're
the
not.
lands
You're not a Navi. You're just a human stuck out in the wilderness, and that's it.
Only a knife to
Yeah,
start with.
that's
Don,
yeah.
Don would be loving this if he could hear it. Yeah. They're talking about FromSoft making an Avatar game. If they did. He says that sounds sick, and then put his headphones back on. Disinterested.
A game franchise I think would be fun to have them thrown at Metroid.
Yeah. I mean, they can make anything, and I'd be excited.
Just imagine like what
How
like
they'd
their
handle
version of
sci-fi.
like Kraid or something would be like, or you know, like when Crocomire is like melting and
Oh my
the
God,
bones are
yeah.
sticking out, and then another one I thought could be cool. I know Insomniac's doing it. Wolverine.
Oh,
Sure,
hell yeah.
Like
Combat?
a Sekiro-style
the
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bloody, bloody claws.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And that's the thing. Like Wolverine, like you got to take all the kid gloves off. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Dom?
The customary From Software grape jelly blood coming out of everything.
I said Avid.
Oh, you did say that.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
All right. It's time for bets. This week's bet. Grind it up. Rollerdrome comes out next Tuesday, August 16th. We're going to have a group stream of that too, so it's going to be fun. It's from the makers of Ollie Ollie, and it basically combines roller skating and shooting in arenas. Brad did a preview on it. It's full of ramps and opponents with shotguns, sniper rifles, all that good stuff. One of the first levels features a large circular ring. I feel like, imagine it's like a kind of typical skate park. And as soon as we can, we're going to focus on grinding that ring, doing nothing else. No shooting enemies, no dodging, just grinding. How long will we last until we get taken down?
40 seconds.
40 seconds. Damiani.
Oh,
37 seconds.
37 seconds.
damn.
Isla,
1 minute, 12 seconds.
are you for real?
I've never played this damn game.
What's
I don't
not happening
know.
right now?
No, 1 minute, 12 seconds.
Oh, really? Double points, baby.
Oh, wow. That's hilarious.
That's
I'm
funny.
specific for a reason
Yeah,
to not do
samesies.
that.
I usually go with 6s or 12s.
Oh, so funny. Last week's bet. Arcade Paradise launched this week. Actually launched today, the day we're recording it. This is a sim game where you transform a laundromat into a full-fledged arcade. In the launch trailer, or the most recent launch trailer, how many laundry baskets will appear? Funny story with this. I went looking for the launch trailer last night because I thought it might be, like Steam 9 p.m. kind of thing. And instead I found the launch party. And I'm like, oh, okay, there's probably streaming this thing or something or whatever to celebrate launch. No. This was just like the developers having a party that their game launched, and they were like at a club or something.
The streaming?
And there was just a camera on the side of a stage, and there was like rap core bands, and then like later on there was a DJ, but it was hilarious because it's like you could see the DJ in the corner of the stage, but it looked like the rest of the place was empty. You couldn't see anybody else. They had to be there because the DJ just kept playing and playing. And then kind of towards the end of the stream, you like see like this guy go up and start talking to the DJ. And just like in my head, I'm just like, this is like the boss. It's like the boss of your company going over and like chatting with the DJ, and the DJ just kind of putting up with it because this is the guy that paid him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just making this up in my head.
Sounds like a developer.
Hopefully the
bit.
developers, if they see this, are having a laugh. But anyways, that was not the launch trailer I was looking for. But I found the launch trailer. They sent it to me this morning. But for laundry baskets, I was looking for laundry baskets. Brad bet 4 laundry baskets. Huber bet 8 laundry baskets. Don bet 2 laundry baskets. And I bet 11 laundry baskets. So this is a partially live action trailer.
Oh, okay.
Pretty fun stuff. So it included some real life laundry baskets. What it also included, I did not count, but let me know if you think I should have counted them. There were laundry baskets as like an icon in the HUD kind of thing. Ooh. So it wasn't like, we specifically omitted like the roller things.
When we said this, I just thought of just like actual laundry baskets.
Yeah, so I didn't count them.
I would be okay if you wanted to count it.
Okay.
Because,
They would have increased the count by 2.
Okay.
But without counting those, I counted 10 laundry baskets.
Dang.
So I was off by just 1. Bringing our scores to Massive Chubbs 13, Splish. The Loader Sea Lions 16. Let me tell you about patreon.com/easyallies. I gave some stuff up at the top of the show, so I won't spend too much more time here. But let me let you know about those benefits. If you get over there and join our Patreon, put a pledge in for $1 a month, you get this podcast without any ads on it. and you get 2 bonus Love and Respect questions there. And then at $5, you get early access to this. Basically, as soon as I can get it up after Dawn's cutting and I've gotten some dinner. And then you get to submit to Love and Respect, and you get access to our Discord and some other benefits. And there are higher benefits out there. Also, if you're in that $5 above, get in on that Love and Respect. I'm so glad that there are people that are in there every week. But sometimes it's like I'm having to dodge. I'm pulling up last week's rundown. It's like, okay, I've got you in last week, so let me try to get somebody else. So I got you in there last week. So like the more the merrier.
Yes.
Mix it up, get in more people, more ideas.
I have been incorporating more questions into Frame Trap. Now on I have questions now specifically about the games we're talking about, so people can write in about that stuff. So more room for questions, baby.
Yeah. And definitely, if you're in there every week, don't stop. The more the merrier, all around.
Yeah.
And then on the higher level tiers, we have shout outs. That go on this podcast as well as our other podcasts. And this month's shout-outs go to Javawabs, Elthanis, Greg, the Dark Knight Kettering, Caleb, Togi Crawford, and Anna Croft. Shout out. All right. I won the bet this week, so I get to promote any Easy Allies video I'd like to promote. I get the final word on anything I've disagreed with, want to reiterate, or just popped into my head. And I get to sign off with my trademark sign-off. Gotta promote that Mysterious Monsters again. I did earlier in an episode, but was very, very happy to get Rich Brown in on anything for Easy Allies. For a very long time, I've wanted to get that man on a show or a group stream or whatever. He's like a brother to me. I sat next to him at Game Trailers for years and years. I went around the world with that man. So I did not have to be here for that shoot at all. And I was here to spend some time with Rich Brown. So definitely go check out that Mysterious Monsters. Reiterate, just Marvel vs. Capcom, what the heck? Last time? Don't give us no last time bullcrap. Somehow you gotta keep those games available to people. Make it happen. Put them on the PS5, put them on the PC, put them on the Xbox, put them on the Switch. Get Digital Eclipse back in the room. Pull out all those cool design documents and artwork and everything that you've done with the Mega Man Legacy collections. Do it. Do it. Do it. And we'll see you before the next Blood Moon Rises. It's a big old buff chicken dude.
Okay.
With a party of people going through the jungle. It's wild.